1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2. Okay, here we go. Good evening and welcome to tonight's show. We have only a few right now, but I guess we'll start with the obvious news that One Direction star Liam Payne, most of you probably don't know who that is. One Direction star Liam Payne has unfortunately died. This was reported on Wednesday. So what we're going to do throughout the show is we're going to have you vote on, I'll give you 4 of the well-known songs, and your job will be to vote on which one of the songs that you want to hear, and for the bump it or dump it tonight. And I'll give you the choices a little bit later, but that's how it works. I know we keep changing the format of the bump and dump it, and I'm sorry if it confuses. This was a member of One Direction. It was during our time, and Liam Payne, so one of the members of the band One Direction, who was contemporary during our time, and I said probably you don't know him, but he was a member of One Direction who tragically passed away down in Argentina, I want to say. We don't know exactly. Oh, he fell off a balcony. Yep, he fell off the balcony. I believe the reports say that yes, I believe the reports say that he fell off a balcony. And trying to find the official report here. Oh yes, he fell off a balcony in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Yes, it's okay. Yes, Buenos Aires, Argentina. Yes, it made the big news. It made the big news. We have reactions from all 4 One Direction members out now, and it's unfortunate. So what we're going to do during the show, now that I have some more listeners here, what we're going to do during the show is I'm going to give you 4 choices of One Direction songs, or you can put your favorite One Direction song in the chat, and we'll be playing that during the Bumper and Dumper time. We'll be playing that song during the Bumper and Dumper time. And so, whatever song you pick, we will play during the Bumper and Dumper. Or I can keep with the format, that we've been having for the last couple of weeks, and play all 4 and see what number, or see what gets the most bumps and what gets the most dumps. I also have other songs that we could play, and your vote for one of the One Direction songs would be featured as part of the Bumper and Dump It, along with a few others that I have. So that's up to you. We can do it any way that you want to. Usually when I have one artist, I just try to focus. I like to give you a choice. So what we can do is give you here give you the choices of 4 One Direction songs, and you vote for the best one, and then we play that, and then I'll still have time to play the other songs, or I can have, you listen to all 4, and you vote on one. So we'll see. I think the easiest way, so that we keep the format the same, we'll probably play all 4, and you can vote on which one's the best. I don't know, because I also have other songs in mind that I would like to play, and I would like to play those other songs, but also still trying to honor One Direction in wake of this news. So I'm not sure. I think the best course of action is probably, because if I change the format, there will be some of you who probably wouldn't understand what's going on. And if I keep the format the same, that would be just playing all 4 songs, and you vote that way. We'll see. And because we're honoring one of One Direction members' death, I think it would be only fitting to have the Bump It or Dump It tonight be all One Direction songs, and that'll keep the format the same. So we'll do it that way. We'll play all 4 one. The Bump It or Dump It will be all 4 One Direction songs, and you vote on which one's the best. So, welcome, Elizabeth. I just explained the rules. Please keep the format the same as possible. So, because in honor of Liam Payne's death, tonight's Bump It or Dump It will be all One Direction songs, and you vote on which one you think is the best. That way it keeps the format the same, because otherwise I was going to have you vote. Otherwise I was going to have you vote on 4 One Direction songs, and we'd only play one. We'd only play one song, which would be voted on beforehand by the listeners. And again, that changes the format. Again, if we do it that way, that changes the format. So, I know how particularly Mom doesn't like the format changed. So, we'll do it this way. And I know you don't like the format change, so we'll keep it that way. More to come. More to come on the show, and we'll have the famous show and tell segment next, and we'll have more topics to discuss right here on the weekend party. And stay tuned, and please enjoy the rest of the show. And we're back. There's only one. I only have one show and tell to show you because I didn't really take a lot of pictures this week. But this is from the Pittsford Wakeman. This is from the Pittsford Wegmans, and I happened to look at the numbers, and I thought this was clever because you can literally park from 9 to 5. And just taking a look at the numbers here, and it caught my eye because I didn't really notice this before. And so, me thinking in a literal sense, I don't know if any other Wegmans is set up. I know the other Wegmans do use these tags or these number markers to mention the section numbers here. But I just thought that was funny. You could technically park from 9 to 5. I don't know and I don't really know if that really interests other people, but I just thought it was funny, and I took the picture. Anyway, we're gonna move on. Let's move on to something else. If you are baseball fans, the Yankees and the Mets. So, the Yankees play tonight, and I think they're actually on right now. They're actually on right now. I don't know what the score is, but this is the first time since the year 9 to 5. Yes, it does sound like. It does sound like a work day, and that's what I thought. That's what I thought when I took that picture. That's what I thought when I took that picture. And I thought it was clever, even though if other people don't think it's clever, I thought it was clever. Anyway, sorry for jumping all over the place. But if the Yankees win tonight, then they will make the World Series. Can you imagine that? If the Yankees win tonight, they will move on to the World Series for the first time in 15 years. That is unbelievable. And the Mets are still in it. The New York Mets are still in it. So we might have a Yankees Mets World Series for the first time since 2000. That's unbelievable. We might have a Yankees Mets World Series for the first time since the year 2000. Unbelievable. That is unbelievable. And I wasn't really following baseball back then. But that would be something if we had a Yankees. If we had a Yankees and Mets World Series. I'm a Mets fan, and I know my friend Matt is a. I think so, probably. I think so. I know back in the early days, they were a pretty. I know they've had their share of World Series championships. The Yankees, I think, have had at least 21 or. And we also support. I know we're also supporters of the Boston Red Sox, as well. And if I remember correctly, I believe. I think Alex is also a Yankees fan. We have Alex on here, I believe, and he is a Yankee fan, and again, so is my friend Matt. So he is very excited to see the Yankees hopefully win tonight's game. And again, we actually traveled to Citi Field to watch the Mets play. That's the different league. That's National League East, whereas the Yankees are from the American League East. So I went down with Matt to see the Yankees play this year. In the past, we've also gone to Boston to see the Red Sox play. We've also gone to New York City to see the Mets play. Yes, it would be really cool if the World Series was Yankees versus Mets. We'll have to wait and see what happens to the Mets tomorrow. They play again tomorrow, and as I said tonight, the Yankees play tonight. And currently it's a scoreless game right now. The Yankees versus the Guardians. So we'll have to keep an update and see what's going on with that. And again, this will be the first time that I remember them having a Yankees versus Mets World Series. The last time that happened was 2000. I know I'm a Mets fan. I'm both the Mets and a Red Sox fan. And I don't know what to say about other people. I also know that we support the Red Sox. And, of course, because my friend is a Yankee fan, I also support the Yankees. So it's a little bit of both. And I don't really know. And again, I don't really know who supports what team anymore. I just know that now I support both New York baseball teams, the Mets and the Yankees, as well as the Red Sox. And I know that's to support the Yankees and the Red Sox is supporting rival teams. I guess it's really who you want to support. And so I'll be curious to know. Anyway, the story being the Yankees play tonight, and if they win tonight's game, they make it to the World Series. Is the Mets and interesting because the Mets usually aren't that good, but I'm very surprised that they made this far in the playoffs. So we need to keep that streak going. We need to keep that streak going for the Yankees Mets World Series to happen. So the Mets made the best team win, and we'll see. Yeah, so there was a New York City. It's either going to be the Yankees or the Mets. Both the Yankees and the Mets are from New York City, so New York will be represented in some way at this World Series. That's a good point. And with that, we're going to be back. We're going to take another break and we'll be back with more. Yes, if we've also been to Boston Red Sox games, and I believe the time that we all went. Here's a funny story. And I'm sure you can all remember this. We happened to get in. We happened to visit Boston. This was back in 2005. Yes, this was back in 2005, just after the Boston Red Sox came off of their championship season, and we have if I don't know if Ann Runkle's still with us, or Alex. Alex is still with us, but we happened to get these tour. We happened to be lucky that one day. Oh yes, so we happened to be lucky. There was a tour group who went to Fenway Park, and they had some extra tickets, and they just gave them away. So we got the extra tour group tickets, Yep. So we ended up getting the tour group's tickets, and we ended up getting free tickets essentially to the game. And that was, I believe, that was all of our first times. That was definitely my first time seeing the Red Sox live, and that was quite that was quite a sight. We've been back, I think, at least two other times in 2007 and 2011 to see them live. But it's a mix. It's a mix, and it's hard to be both the Boston Red Sox and a Yankees fan because they're rivals. But I do it anyway. I do it anyway because my best friend is a Yankee fan, so uh, now I'm a supporter of really three teams. Also because the New York Mets have a Syracuse affiliate here in the AAA affiliate is the Syracuse Mets, which we see a lot. So I'm really a supporter of three baseball teams. If you had to ask me, the New York Yankees, the New York Mets, as well as the Boston Red Sox. So, and I can I can do that. I can do that without getting backlash. So, and and Mom's right. The highlight is singing "Sweet Caroline" by Neil Diamond, which we have coming up next, right here on the pre-weekend kickoff. I'm sorry, the weekend party on Forever Living Radio. And we're not going back to the music just yet. This is Bumper to Dumper time, and as I mentioned off the top, we're doing things a little bit differently. Instead of having different songs, instead of having different artists and different songs play, this Bumper to Dumper features solely the music of One Direction tonight, in honor of Liam Payne's passing. In case you weren't aware, off the top of the show, I mentioned how Liam Payne, one of the members of One Direction, sadly, tragically passed away. He fell off a balcony to his death. He was only 31 years old. Yes, and he was only 31 years old. More information is coming out as we continue continue to learn more information. It's quite interesting. I mean, that's a tragic way. That's a very tragic way to lose one's life. All four members of there were five. So let me give you some background information. There were five members total. This band was from the UK. They took off in. They're really popular in 2010, I want to say. The height of their popularity was around 2012. Yes, the height of their popularity was around 2012, and they made it big somewhere between the years, I want to say 2012 to 2016, when they broke up. The group disbanded in 2016, and they have been doing solo careers ever since. The one, of course, to make it big would be Harry Styles. There's also Liam Payne. The other surviving members of One Direction are Louis Tomlinson, Niall Horan, and Zayn Malik. And so to honor Liam's life and the impact One Direction had on the music industry as well as the top 40 radio, we're going to play nothing but One Direction songs tonight. We're going to start with their biggest hit, their most well-known song, What Makes You Beautiful. So, whichever gets the most bumps tonight will be, whatever song gets the most bumps tonight will be crowned, at least according to tonight's listeners, in the opinion of tonight's listeners, the best One Direction song for the night. So we're looking to see which one of these songs gets the most bumps, and that will be crowned, in the opinion of the listeners, the best One Direction song. So without further ado, we'll begin with, as I said, the most popular hit, What Makes You Beautiful. Came out in 2012, and let's see which one comes out on top. The voting begins now. And good luck. and that was their, as I said, that was their debut single. And now we're getting a little bit more in. They'll get more personal if you. We'll get more into. We'll get more into the storytelling later. So that was the first one. As I said, that was the first hit that put them on the map from 2012. Next, we have Best Song Ever by One Direction. This is from 2013, and it's still a little bit poppy. What you'll notice, and I don't have all of them on tonight, but what you'll also notice is One Direction tends to, and it's not really my fault saying this. This is just an observation. This was also a time when we noticed that One Direction tends to rip off other people's music. And this next one is unfortunately, one could argue, a case of that. Because if you pay attention to the opening riff, it sounds very similar to an older song. So, this is Best Song Ever, and let me know what you think of it. Here we go. before that was One Direction with Story of My Life. Before we get into the last song, I just wanted to bring everybody up to date on what the score of the Yankees game currently is. Cleveland currently leads the Yankees 1-0. It's the end of the third, and unfortunately, that's not good for us Yankee fans. But it's still early in the game, so I thought I just wanted to bring everybody up to speed on that. And I can see I've been watching the bumper dump votes coming through these last two songs. So far, what we have here is what it's surprising me. It's surprising me. But maybe not surprising me, because listening through the quality of each song, I could tell it's predictable, but it's also not surprising. So we had a unanimous bump on the first one, and then we had a split bump dump. We had a split. We actually had a split vote between Elizabeth and Alex, which I thought was interesting. On the song after that, best song ever, but it got mostly dumps. And here on the last one, we have split right down the middle. So far, and before we get to the last one, it looks like the first one, which was called What Makes You Beautiful, is receiving the highest number of bumps. And again, that was a well-known hit. And again, I tried to pick the four best hits that I could find that define this band. There are, of course, others, and you really have to be a fan to know which one is the best, and I'm just going off of the four I picked. But this can all change once we play the final one. It's called Night Changes, and it really has a ballady approach as in the last one. So let me know what you think of this one, and then when that song ends, we'll come back and we'll recap it all. And I want to also let you, and I also want to know what your take is on their music overall, and how you perceive this band. And that's pretty much what we're doing. We're honoring the work of this band, while also paying tribute to Liam Payne's death. So here we go, the final one, Night Changes, and please bump or dump accordingly. And here we go. Yes, I was also thrown off by the video. Yes, I was also thrown off by the video of that last song. But we're judging really the music and the lyrics, not necessarily the content of the video. So, it's a tie. According to the latest results, I figured it would be. But we have a tie between the last song you just heard, which was called Night Changes, and What Makes You Beautiful. So, if I may ask, to break the tie, which one of those two do you think deserve? Which one of those two do you like the best? Please put it in the chat, and that's what we'll play. We will play out, and that's the song we will use to play us out tonight. So between the first one you heard and the last one you heard, the last played song. Let's say everybody, let's wait on the last one. Okay, I'm just waiting for everybody to. Ooh, here we have a split. It's the majority that will get the vote. And I'm sorry, Anne Runkle, but the last song wins. The majority likes the last song, unfortunately. So we will play this last song. And it's only fitting because that song seems after Liam Payne's death, that song seems to get the most plays. I think it's because Liam Payne himself wrote that song. Let me just check. Just check it. I'm just going to check and see if that's true. Let me just look because no, actually, it was written by all four members of the band. But my point being, that's the song that seems to resonate now with more One Direction fans since Liam Payne's death. So it's quite fitting that we play that. And Mazel Tov, I'm signing off. Everyone stay forever living. And hopefully, I forgot to bring this up. I really want to have. We might a programming note. We might shift the show to Friday night because we have special guests coming into town. Shane and Chad are going to be here, and I didn't want them on the show. So next week, I'm just giving you an update. I'm just giving you an update now, in case you forget later. We're going to try to have the show on Friday night with Shane and Chad live. So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, so just next week, we will be shifting the show to Friday night so we can have Shane and Chad on, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that show. I haven't had Shane and Chad on. I really haven't had Shane on or Chad on in a while. So I'm looking forward to that show. Should be a fun one. So just next week we are shifting the show to Friday night so that we can have Shane and Chad on. So just keeping up to date, just keeping you up to date of the plans and of the programming note. So in case you tune in next Saturday, and I'll remind everybody anyway, but that's the plan for next week. Should be a special show, And looking forward to talking to you again then. And please enjoy this encore presentation of... Oh, yes, my brother John. Oh, yes, Brother John's sons, in addition to his son John, yes. So, Mazel Tov, I'm signing off, and we'll see you next Friday. In the meantime, please enjoy this encore presentation of Night Changes, and everyone have a good week.